1. Contract of Sale of Goods. S4. Sale of Goods Act 1930. A contract of sale is where the seller transfers or agrees to transfer the property and goods to the buyer for a price. It includes both sale, immediate transfer, and agreement to sell, future transfer. Example: A sells his bike to B for $50,000 today. Sale. A agrees to sell next month. Agreement to sell. 2. Formation of contract of sale. Essential elements for a valid contract of sale. Two parties. Buyer and seller must be different persons. Goods. Movable property excluding money and actionable claims. Price. Must be in money, consideration. Transfer of property. Ownership must pass or agree to pass. All essentials of valid contract. Offer, acceptance, capacity, free consent. Example: A and B agree that A will sell 100 kias of rice to B for $5,000. Valid contract of sale. 3. Subject matter of sale. Subject matter must be goods which include existing goods. Goods owned or possessed by seller at time of contract. Future goods. Goods to be manufactured or acquired by seller after contract. Contingent goods. Goods dependent on uncertain future event. Example: A contract to sell rice crop yet to be harvested. Future goods. 4. Conditions and warranties condition. S12. A stipulation essential to the main purpose of the contract. Breach allows the aggrieved party to repudiate the contract and claim damages. Warranty. S12. A stipulation collateral to the main purpose. Breach only allows claim for damages. Contract cannot be repudiated. Example: A buys a car for racing. Seller says it is fit for racing. Condition: If not, A can reject the car entirely. 5. Express and implied conditions and warranties. Express conditions, clearly stated by parties in the contract. Example: This machine will produce 500 units per day. Implied conditions. S14-17. Seller has right to sell the goods. Goods shall correspond with description. Goods shall be of merchantable quality. Goods shall be fit for buyer's specific purpose. In sale by sample, bulk must match sample. Express warranties, expressly agreed upon by parties. Example: This TV comes with 2-year service warranty. Implied warranties. Buyer shall have quiet possession of goods. Goods shall be free from any charge or encumbrance. Goods are of merchantable quality in trade usage. Example: A buys cloth from B by description, pure wool. If it contains synthetic fiber. Breach of implied condition. 6. Pricing. Price in a contract of sale can be fixed in the following ways. S9-10. Fixed by contract. Parties agree on price at the time of contract. Manner agreed. Price fixed by method agreed in contract. Course of dealings determined by past dealings between parties. Reasonable price. If no price is fixed, buyer must pay a reasonable price. Example: A and B do not fix price. Court determines us $10,000 as reasonable price for goods. 7. Caveat emptor, buyer beware. Doctrine of caveat. Emptor means let the buyer beware. The buyer must examine goods carefully before purchase. Seller is not liable for defects the buyer could have discovered. Exceptions: when seller is liable. Buyer discloses the purpose. Fitness becomes seller's duty. Sale by description. Goods must match description. Sale by sample. Bulk must correspond to sample. Seller conceals defects fraudulently. Seller has skill and buyer relies on seller's judgment. Example: A buys a horse without examining it. It turns out to be lame. A cannot sue B. Caveat emptor applies. But if A told B he needs it for racing and B assured fitness, seller is liable. 8. Hire purchase agreement. A hire purchase agreement is a contract where goods are delivered to the hirer on payment of installments. The ownership passes only when the last installment is paid. Until then, hirer is merely a bailee. Key features: goods delivered immediately, payment in installments. Hirer can use goods but cannot sell them. Owner can repossess goods on default of payment. Hirer has option to purchase after all installments are paid. Risk passes to hirer on delivery. Ownership stays with owner. Difference from sale: in sale, ownership transfers immediately. In hire purchase, ownership transfers only after last installment. Example: A takes a refrigerator on hire purchase for R500 month for 24 months. A uses it but cannot sell it. If A defaults, the company repossesses it. After paying all installments, A becomes the owner.